In 1964, a 26-year-old accountant from Portland flew to Japan with no factory, no brand, and no real plan, just a Stanford term paper and the audacity of a man with absolutely nothing to lose. He talked his way into an exclusive import deal with Onitsuka Tiger by pretending his company already existed. He invented the company name right there on the spot. And that man was Phil Knight. That fake company became Nike. This is the greatest bluff in business history. Hello, I'm Todd Hagopian, the original Stagnation Assassin. Today, we're opening the vault on Phil Knight's founding of Blue Ribbon Sports in 1964. The moment a broke MBA grad from Oregon used pure hustle, strategic deception, and relentless execution to build what would become the most dominant athletic brand on earth. Was this a strategic slaughter or a stagnation suicide? Lace up. This one is a masterclass. The American athletic shoe market in 1964 gets a stagnation score of 8 out of 10. This was an industry drowning in domestic mediocrity. Adidas and Puma dominated globally, but were overpriced and poorly distributed in the US. American brands were producing generic, uninspired products with zero innovation. The entire market was a stagnation swamp, ripe for somebody willing to do what the incumbents wouldn't, go directly to the source. What Phil Knight executed was the Karelin method in its purest entrepreneurial form, 600% force applied through unconventional channels that competitors never saw coming. Move one, go to the source. While every American shoe company was either manufacturing domestically at high cost or buying from European brands at premium prices, Knight flew to Japan. He identified that Japanese manufacturers could produce equal quality shoes at a fraction of the cost. This is the 80-20 matrix of profitability applied to supply chain. Find the vital few suppliers who deliver disproportionate value and lock them down. Move two, the bluff. When Knight walked in to the Onitsuka Tiger offices in Kobe, he told them that he represented Blue Ribbon Sports. This is a company that did not exist. He made up the name right there in the meeting. He had no warehouse, no employees, no distribution network. He had a term paper and conviction. This is the 70% rule weaponized. He didn't wait until everything was perfect. He moved when he was maybe 30% ready because the opportunity could not wait. Move three, the coach connection. Knight partnered with his former track coach at the University of Oregon, Bill Bowerman. Bowerman wasn't just a coach, he was an obsessive shoe tinkerer who would actually pour rubber into a waffle iron to test new sole designs. This partnership combined Knight's business hustle with Bowerman's relentless product obsession. They didn't just sell Japanese shoes, they started modifying them, improving them, and eventually designing their own. Move four, the athlete pipeline. Knight sold shoes out of the trunk of his car at track meets, not in stores, not through distributors. He went directly to the end user, the runner, the competitor, the athlete, and he built the brand from the ground up, one pair of shoes at a time, with the people he cared about most and who cared most about performance. This is guerrilla distribution, the same playbook that Red Bull would end up using 20 years later. Here's the hindsight homicide. Knight's fatal flaw, and there were some. The one that almost killed Nike, though, before it became Nike, was capital starvation. Blue Ribbon Sports was perpetually broke. Knight was funding growth through bank loans, living paycheck to paycheck, and at one point was nearly bankrupted by Onitsuka Tiger when they tried to cut him out and find a bigger distributor. His growth model was sell everything, reinvest everything, pray that you don't run out of cash before the next shipment arrives. Some of us have lived that. The profit parasite was dependency disease, total reliance on a single supplier who could and eventually did try to replace them. It took Knight's years to build his own manufacturing capability and break free from Onitsuka. If Tiger had successfully replaced him in 1971, there would actually be no Nike today. The company's survival was a coin flip. Here's the verdict. Phil Knight started with nothing, less than nothing, and through pure hustle, strategic sourcing, relentless ground level selling, and the right partnership, he built the foundation for a $150 billion brand. He broke every rule, made it up as he went along, and outworked everyone in the room. Kill rating, 4.5 out of 5 kills. The near-death experience with the Onitsuka Tiger and the chronic cash crises kept this from being a perfect score. But the raw entrepreneurial execution, the audacity, the speed, the refusal to wait for permission. This is Stagnation Assassination at its most primal. If you're waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect funding, the perfect moment, Phil Knight is laughing at you from a pile of money he made by lying to Japanese executives from a hotel lobby. Stop, wait, and start moving. Head to toddhagopian.com and stagnationassassin.com for some ways to declare war on stagnation. Pick up a copy of The Unfair Advantage. And as always, continue to declare war on stagnation with me right here on this channel.